Have you ever walked into a room and just stood there, wondering why you came in? Or looked someone in the eye, a neighbor, a friend, maybe even a relative, and for a split second, their name slipped away? It's frustrating. Sometimes even a little frightening. And most men over 60 brush it off with a tired laugh. Oh well, must be getting old. But what if I told you memory loss isn't about getting old? What if the very first thing we lose as we age isn't muscle, isn't testosterone, isn't even energy, it's clarity? The ability to think clearly, remember details, stay focused, feel mentally present. And here's the surprising part, that clarity doesn't disappear because of age. It fades because our brains are starving for something they used to get every day, and now rarely do. You see, memory isn't just about brain cells. It's about fuel. Real nutrients that tell your brain, you're safe. You're supported. You're still in charge. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. For over 30 years, I've helped thousands of men over 60 rebuild their mental sharpness, not with pills or prescriptions, but with something far simpler and far more powerful: food. Yes, food, not in the sense of dieting or health fads, but as the language your brain still understands. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. We'll look at 5 everyday foods, some humble, some forgotten, that can restore focus, strengthen memory, and bring your thinking back online. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything at once. But if you've been feeling a little foggier, slower, or just not quite you lately, then this might be the most important thing you hear this month. Because your memory isn't fading. It's simply waiting for the right signal. And it starts with what you eat. Let's begin. Jonah was 69 when he came into my office. He used to be sharp, witty in conversation, quick with numbers, never needed a grocery list. But lately, something had changed. He told me, "Doc, I'm not forgetting big things. It's just little things. Names. Words. Sometimes I walk into the kitchen and have no idea why I'm there." And honestly, it scares me. He wasn't losing control. But he was losing confidence in his mind. Here's what I told him, and what I want to tell you now: you are not broken. But your brain might be drying out. You see, after 60, the brain isn't just aging, it's becoming underfueled. Blood flow to key regions like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex begins to slow. Less blood means less oxygen. Less oxygen means slower neurons. And slower neurons mean slower recall, duller focus, more mental blanks. But here's the tricky part: this decline doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't hurt. It creeps in, softly, quietly, invisibly. So instead of panic, what most men feel is this low-level fog. They don't call it brain fog, but they feel it. They reread the same line in the newspaper. They forget why they opened the fridge. They walk slower, not from fatigue, but from mental hesitation. And they blame it on age. But I'm here to tell you, this isn't just age. It's circulation. Your brain is like a garden. It needs water, nutrients, and light every single day. But for many men, it's been weeks, even years, since that garden was properly nourished. The result? Memory fades. Mood drops. And over time, you start to feel like a quieter version of yourself, like you're watching your life through a foggy window. But the good news? This fog is reversible. You don't need a prescription to bring clarity back. You just need to feed your brain again, with the right foods, at the right times, in the right rhythm. In the next part, I'll show you exactly what those foods are: 5 simple, natural ingredients that speak the brain's forgotten language. Some of them are probably in your kitchen right now. Let's take a look. When Jonah and I sat down to rebuild his clarity, I didn't hand him a prescription. I handed him a grocery list. Because here's the truth: your brain doesn't need more stimulation. It needs more nutrition. And not from supplements or powders. From real food. Food your body still recognizes. Food your grandfather probably ate every week. Let me walk you through 5 powerful brain-boosting foods that can bring your memory back online, naturally, gently, and reliably. 1. Whole eggs, rebuilding memory 1 yolk at a time. Richard, 67, used to dread forgetting his train of thought mid-sentence. He thought it was just part of aging, until we added one simple thing to his mornings: 2 soft-boiled eggs. Why eggs? Because the yolk is rich in choline, a nutrient your brain uses to build acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter of memory and attention. It also delivers B12, which protects nerve health and supports mental clarity. Think of choline like motor oil for your brain. Without it, things run dry. How to use it? 2 soft-boiled or scrambled eggs, 4 to 5 mornings a week. It's not breakfast, it's brain fuel. 2. Beef liver, the forgotten superfood that fires up focus. Frank, 72, wrinkled his nose when I mentioned liver. But just 2 weeks after trying it once a week, he told me, "Doc, I feel more grounded, like my brain has traction again." Beef liver is one of nature's most concentrated brain foods. It's packed with B12 and iron to deliver oxygen to the brain, CoQ10 to power your brain's energy centers, vitamin A and zinc to support hormone balance and neural repair. You don't need to eat it daily. Just once or twice a week sends a strong message to your system. Let's wake the brain back up. How to use it? 3-4 ounces of cooked grass-fed liver once a week. Or choose high-quality desiccated liver capsules if you prefer. 3. Pumpkin seeds, minerals that calm and rewire your mind. David, 70, used to wake up foggy and irritable. He added one thing before bed, a tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds. Within a week, he was sleeping deeper, thinking clearer, and feeling emotionally steadier. Why? Pumpkin seeds deliver magnesium, calms the brain and sharpens memory. Zinc, essential for neuron signaling and emotional balance. Tryptophan, supports serotonin and melatonin production for sleep and mood. It's like sending your brain a warm blanket and a repair kit at the same time. How to use it? 1 to 2 tablespoons before bed, plain or mixed into yogurt. 4. Blueberries, the tiny fruit that shields your brain. Thomas used to dismiss blueberries as yogurt toppings for millennials. But after 10 days of adding them to breakfast, his mental fog lifted like morning mist. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect blood vessels in the brain, reduce inflammation, improve neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form and retain memories. They don't just help you remember. They help your brain want to remember. How to use it? A handful every morning with oatmeal or yogurt. Frozen is fine, just keep them regular. 5. Bananas, gentle fuel for neurons and emotions. Peter, 74, was easily irritated in the afternoon. He didn't need medication. He needed glucose stability and a banana. Bananas are rich in potassium, supports brain energy. Vitamin B6 helps convert tryptophan into serotonin. Tryptophan promotes calm, clear thinking. Think of it as emotional brain food, especially when eaten between lunch and dinner. How to use it? 1 ripe banana in the afternoon, paired with a few nuts or seeds if possible. These 5 foods aren't exotic. They're not trendy. But they speak a language your brain remembers. They rebuild clarity, consistency, and confidence, bite by bite. Now let me show you how to put them together into a daily rhythm your brain can count on. Because timing is everything. By the time Jonah came back for his second visit, something had shifted. He wasn't just remembering more, he was leading his life again. "I don't feel scattered anymore," he told me. "I wake up knowing what I need to do. And I actually feel like doing it." So what changed? Not some magic supplement. Not a brain training app. A rhythm, a ritual. Here's what Jonah committed to, and what I now call the brain renewal rhythm. Morning, wake the brain gently, feed it early 7 o'clock warm water, before coffee, to rehydrate the brain. After sleep 7 o'clock 2 soft-boiled eggs, for choline, B12, and stable energy. 7 o'clock a handful of blueberries, for antioxidant protection and memory support. This trio tells your brain, you're safe. Let's begin. It supports acetylcholine, sharpens recall, and gently boosts circulation to the prefrontal cortex, the thinking center. Midday, anchor energy, protect focus 12 o'clock 3 to 4 ounces of beef liver or grass-fed red meat, to restore iron, B vitamins, and coke 10-12 o'clock dark leafy greens or sweet potatoes, for fiber and slow-digesting carbohydrates. Why lunch? Because the midday dip isn't about age. It's about missing brain fuel, especially oxygen carriers like iron and B12. This meal supports sustained thinking and prevents that mental crash many men feel around 2:30 p.m. Afternoon, calm the mind, lift the mood 4 o'clock 1 ripe banana, for stable blood sugar and a natural serotonin lift 4 o'clock a glass of water or light herbal tea, to stay hydrated without overstimulation. This is when many older men begin to feel sluggish or disconnected. That's not fatigue, that's brain dehydration and emotional flattening. Bananas offer tryptophan, which the brain converts into serotonin, your calm and steady neurochemical. Evening, rebuild while you sleep 9 o'clock a small bowl of Greek yogurt with pumpkin seeds, a slow digesting mix of protein, magnesium, and tryptophan 9 o'clock optional. Sprinkle cinnamon or blueberries for blood sugar balance and extra antioxidants. This is not a snack. It's nighttime therapy. While you sleep, your brain enters repair mode. Synapses reset, hormones regulate, memories consolidate, but only if it has the right tools. This evening ritual helps you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling present, not groggy. What happened when Jonah followed this rhythm for just 1 week? He said something I'll never forget. "Doc, I'm not trying to remember things anymore. They're just there." Because that's what happens when you stop forcing your brain to work from empty, and instead, give it the support it's been quietly asking for all along. But the real change doesn't happen in 1 week. It unfolds slowly, and then all at once. Let's look at what happens in 7, 14, and 30 days when you follow this rhythm. By day 7, Jonah no longer looked tired. Not just in his face, but in his eyes. He told me, "I'm sleeping better, and I don't wake up groggy. It's subtle, but I feel like I'm coming back." That's the beauty of the brain. It doesn't need years. It just needs consistency. So let me walk you through what I've seen, again and again, when men over 60 commit to this simple, food-based brain rhythm. Week 1, clearing the fog. Sleep becomes deeper. Morning confusion fades. You stop rereading the same sentence twice. You find yourself finishing thoughts without second-guessing. It's not dramatic, but it's noticeable. Like turning on a light in a dim room. Week 2, reclaiming sharpness. You start remembering small details again, names, birthdays, directions. You feel more emotionally steady, fewer mood swings, less irritability. Conversations feel easier. You feel more present with your spouse, your friends, yourself. The circuits are reconnecting. Because now the brain is receiving oxygen, nutrients, and sleep, together. Week 4, leading your life again. Mental energy returns. Decision-making is sharper and faster. You don't just remember, you act with purpose. One patient told me, "Doc, I used to start my day just trying to keep up. Now I start it with a plan." Another said, "My wife said I look taller. I think she means I'm standing differently, more like myself." Because when your brain starts to work again, your entire identity reawakens. You go from reacting to leading. From drifting to deciding. From being a passenger to driving your own day. And that is the moment we know the transformation is real. Not just sharper memory. Not just better sleep. But a man looking in the mirror and seeing someone he recognizes again. This is what happens when food becomes fuel and routine becomes restoration. But we're not done yet. Because clarity isn't something you find once. It's something you choose every day. Let me show you how to make that choice last, and why the real power isn't in the food, but in what it tells your brain about who you are. Let me tell you the truth most men never hear. Mental clarity isn't reserved for the young. It isn't gone forever. And it doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in the way you treat your brain. Not once. Not in a crisis. But daily. With intention. You see, memory loss doesn't begin with forgetting birthdays or misplacing keys. It begins with forgetting who you are in the morning. Waking up tired. Skipping breakfast. Living in a mental fog you've quietly accepted as normal, but your brain, it hasn't given up on you. It's just been waiting for a sign. That glass of warm water? That soft-boiled egg? That spoonful of seeds before bed? They're not just food. They're messages. Messages that say, I still care, I'm not done, I want to feel like myself again, and the brain listens. Because clarity isn't a moment. It's a pattern. A choice repeated, over time, until your mind stops surviving and starts thriving. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, men who thought their best mental years were behind them, wake up one day and say, I feel sharp again. Not perfect, not invincible. But sharp. Clear. Alive. And that is the moment we know the brain has come home. So here's what I ask. Don't chase the old version of you. Build the new one, one choice at a time. A glass of water. 2 eggs. A banana. A bowl of yogurt. A handful of seeds. That's not a routine. That's a return. A return to clarity. A return to purpose. A return to the man you were never too old to be. And it starts, not tomorrow, but with your next bite.